If you're saying to yourself, man, that did not sound like music, you'd be correct. What I wanted to go over today was something pretty simple. Should not be a long lesson at all today, honestly. This is really just a lesson to go over warm-up techniques for your fingers, basically. I know we're all interested in practicing or learning a song for that next gig you're going to play, but sometimes we just forget about the techniques for your fingers for warming up, for whether it's practice, whether it's a gig, 5, 10, 15 minutes before you play is probably all that you need. So what I wanted to do today was just go over some of the things that I do to warm up my fingers, whether it's before practice or before a gig. I'll just kind of, go into a corner somewhere and just play a few things and just get the fingers kind of, loosened up a little bit just to make it easier. So that way I'm not going into something cold, basically. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to play through my PRS through this Yamaha, I think it's a THR5, actually a very cool amp. I mean, it looks like just a guitar, an amp head, but that's the whole thing right there. So I might even do a review on that one day because it is pretty cool just to have as a practice amp. So we'll get, that'll be another lesson down the road. So let's take a closer look at some of these warm-up techniques and we'll go from there. All right, so let's just take a closer look at some of the different techniques. I mean, there's hundreds, if not thousands, of ways you could probably warm up, your fingers, depending on how difficult or not difficult you want it to be. But probably the easiest way to start off, if you've never really done warm-up exercises before, I would go with the 1 finger per fret ratio, basically. So really what that is, it's 1 finger per fret. So just index finger, middle finger, ring finger, pinky. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. And what happens at that point after that? Well, you just go down to the next string. And you keep doing that the whole way down. And then when you get to the bottom, you go right back up to the top again. All right, so pretty simple. So again. And you can do that anywhere you want on the fretboard. Some of the things, you can also do is you want to start up here. And then you move up a fret. And then you move up again. And so on and so on. So that's just one way of doing things. What you can do a little bit differently, still using the 1 finger per fret rule. You don't have to go in chromatic order. Instead of going like this all the time, do something different. Index finger, pinky, middle finger, ring. One way of doing it. Or maybe not use all your fingers at all. Maybe just, your ring finger and your middle finger. And then maybe open it up to index finger, ring finger. So I think you get the point. There's lots of different ways you can do things. And then if you really want to get brave, and I'm really not great at this one, but instead of going across and up and down, you can kind of go diagonally. So it's... So it just takes a little getting used to, but if you can get that, then you have all the fingers working at that point. So there's lots of different ways you can do warm-up exercises. But even if you're just sitting on the couch and you're not really looking to learn anything or play anything, you should just kind of get the fingers going. You're watching your favorite TV show, something on Netflix. But I think you get the point. So there's lots of different ways you can do this. Whatever works for you, do it. make it your own. Whatever is best, go for it. But I think no matter what you do, some form of stretching and exercises for the fingers will just make you a better player, especially before practice, before a gig. It just kind of gets those fingers loosened up, and depending on what you're playing, if you're really gonna be ripping into solos, every little bit will probably help just as far as getting the fingers going for that evening. All right. So thanks very much, and we will see you soon.